Most people searching for affordable Florida never find it. They look at the coast, run the numbers, and give up. What they're missing is further inland, smaller roads, towns where the median home price still has a 1 in front of it. These aren't resort communities. They're not suburbs waiting to become expensive. They're working towns with full infrastructure, hospitals, grocery stores, community life, and prices that belong to a different version of the state. There's still a version of Florida that most people drive past without stopping. 10 towns, the ones worth knowing about before the pattern changes. Arcadia. Arcadia calls itself the antique capital of South Florida. That's not marketing. The downtown runs on secondhand dealers, local diners, and a cattle auction culture that predates the tourism economy entirely. DeSoto County's median home price sits around $165,000. Cost of living runs below the state average. The county is inland, agricultural, and largely off the retirement radar. The rodeo runs twice a year. The Peace River cuts through the edge of town. For retirees who want open country without total isolation, Arcadia has held its affordability longer than most places at this distance from the coast. Chiefland. Chiefland sits at the junction of US 19 and US 27 in Levy County's Nature Coast. Manatee Springs State Park is a few miles away. The Suwannee River runs nearby. Median home values have climbed sharply since 2010, up more than 160%, but they remain around $160,000. That's still well below the state median. The town is small and unpretentious. It functions as a regional hub for the surrounding rural area, with grocery stores and local services that serve a wide radius. For retirees who want proximity to springs and old-growth forest without the premium that usually follows, Chiefland remains in the window. Quincy. Quincy holds an unusual piece of Florida history. In the early 20th century, a local banker advised residents to buy Coca-Cola stock. Enough of them did that the town quietly became one of the wealthiest per capita communities in the country for a time. That wealth is long gone from the headline story, but the architecture it left behind, Courthouse Square, preserved storefronts, still stands. Median home prices sit under $175,000. Gadsden County, where Quincy is the seat, is 25 miles from Tallahassee. Access to healthcare, employment, and a state capital without paying capital prices. That gap is what retirees on fixed incomes are starting to notice. Wauchula. Wauchula is an agricultural town. Hardee County is one of Florida's most rural counties by any measure. Low density, open land, the Peace River running through it. Median home prices here can fall below $130,000. That figure is nearly impossible to find elsewhere in the state. There's no waterfront premium, no tourist infrastructure inflating local costs. What Wauchula offers is straightforward. Affordability that's real, and a community that's genuinely agricultural in character. The surrounding land stays open and the pace stays slow. For retirees who want space and quiet without a manufactured version of either, this is what it actually looks like. Inverness. Inverness sits on Sala Apopka Lake in Citrus County. The town has a formal downtown, a trail network, and a regional hospital. HCA Florida Citrus Hospital, within city limits. Median home prices ran around $263,000 as of late 2025. That's higher than the other towns on this list, but still below both the state and national median. What separates Inverness is infrastructure. Wallace Brooks Park and Liberty Park give residents free waterfront access year-round. The healthcare presence is real and local, not an hour's drive away. For retirees who need services alongside affordability, Inverness is one of the more complete rural options in the state. Bonifay. Bonifay is in Holmes County near the Alabama line. It sits just off Interstate 10 in the Panhandle, which makes it accessible without making it crowded. The county consistently ranks among Florida's most affordable for both housing and daily expenses. Home values have risen, up roughly 84% between 2010 and 2025, but they remain modest by any statewide comparison. The rural character of the area hasn't changed. The annual Northwest Florida Championship Rodeo brings the town onto the regional calendar. Otherwise, life here runs quietly. That's the point for the retirees beginning to arrive. Jasper. Hamilton County is one of Florida's least known. Jasper is the county seat. The Suwannee River forms the county's natural western boundary. Median home prices in Hamilton County came in around $104,000 as of early 2026, among the lowest in the state. Jasper is small. Healthcare is accessed through nearby Lake City or Valdosta across the Georgia line. For retirees with limited medical needs who want maximum affordability in a setting that's genuinely undiscovered, Hamilton County is as far down the price list as Florida goes. That number will not hold indefinitely. Lake City. Lake City is the largest town on this list. Columbia County's seat sits at the junction of Interstate 10 and Interstate 75, a crossroads that has shaped the town's economy for decades. Cost of living runs roughly 14% below the national average. Median home values came in around $257,000 in recent data, with monthly rents averaging around $1,400. For a town with that access and that infrastructure, those numbers are unusual. Lake City has a regional medical center, retail and highway connectivity that smaller rural towns don't have. The affordability hasn't caught up with the access yet. That gap tends to close. Avon Park. Avon Park is in Highlands County in Florida's interior. South Florida State College is located here. The surrounding lake network and trail system provide outdoor access that doesn't require spending. Highlands County is among Florida's more affordable inland regions, and Avon Park sits near its center. The town is quiet. It's not undiscovered, but it hasn't been overrun. Utilities, groceries, and housing costs remain genuinely manageable on a fixed income. For retirees who want a college town's mild energy alongside interior affordability, Avon Park is a combination that doesn't appear often on these lists. Marianna. Marianna is the seat of Jackson County in the Panhandle. The county's median home price came in around $108,000 as of early 2026. That figure, combined with Florida's absence of state income tax and no tax on pension income, produces a retirement cost structure that simply doesn't exist in most of the country. Florida Caverns State Park is a few miles from town. The Chapola River runs through the area. Marianna has a hospital, schools, and a full-service economy for its size. It's not a town people are rushing to discover. That's still true, for now.